Alrighty, today we have the Subaru in the shop. The reason is because we are coming into boost weather season, which is literally the main reason I built this car, to have something to rip around and enjoy during boost weather. Could you be quiet? Are you done? Thank you. So anyway, it turned into kind of a snowball effect. I got the car as an unfinished kind of running project, ended up having to strip the whole car down, rewire it, refresh the engine, new clutch, yada yada, snowball effect. The car needed more work than I anticipated. We didn't get it done for boost weather, but we're coming back into boost weather. We're not quite there yet because we live in Florida and it's still like 85 degrees out, but I want to make sure it's ready for boost weather and I don't miss any of it because I want to really enjoy romping this car around and having fun with it. So right now we have a major problem with the way it runs. It's running terrible intermittently, so we gotta fix that. I've got some other repairs to do and I've got a couple upgrades to do. So most of you know, I am a big fan of quality tools. I love the feel of a nice, well-crafted tool, such as this razor from today's video sponsor, Harry's. It's got this nice weighted handle, this really nice rubber grip. It just feels right in the hand. I honestly slack sometimes on shaving and trimming up because I don't want to go to the store to get replacement blades, and a lot of times when I do, I find out that the handle I have, they no longer sell the blades for, so now I've got to buy a whole new setup for an insane price, and basically Harry's was founded to do away with all of that. So Harry sent me their starter set, which includes this nice razor that I showed you earlier, a traveling razor blade guide, which is very handy when we're on drift trips using the RV, and their foaming shave gel. These blades are so sharp that even when I slack and let it get like this, it's still effortless to trim it up. I mean, completely effortless. No snags, no nothing. It's about as smooth as it gets, to be honest with you. One of my favorite things about these is the value. They just came out with their new sharpest blades ever, made in Germany, and they didn't raise the price. They're still starting at only $2 for replacement blades. So if you're interested in getting a trial set for yourself and seeing just how close the freaking shave is, I'm really impressed, honestly, really impressed. I've never had a shave this smooth. But anyway, if you're interested in that, only $3 if you go to harrys.com/Taylor Ray. I'll put it here and link in the description for those of you who are interested. It's an amazing value, and you're supporting the channel by doing so. You're supporting the companies who support us. Without your support of them, they can support us. Yada yada, you guys get the idea. So if you're interested, again, link below and here on the screen. That's enough jibber jabber. It's time to get to work. So before we go on the test drive to show you the running terrible issue, I've got one upgrade I want to knock out just because I've been real antsy to throw this on and I've been waiting and I can't wait any longer. I want to put it on. So let's do that first. All right, so the first thing we have is a new steering wheel. I have so many different steering wheels. I really tried to avoid buying one, but just none of them worked for this car. I got a Momo Monte Carlo. So I'm not normally a fan of this like center design style with the little thumb grip deals. Like, this isn't my style of wheel that I normally buy. I wanted to get a Nardi Classic for it. Thought about it, and as much as I wanted it, it just didn't suit the look of the car. The interior style is too new for it to suit it, in my opinion. So anyway, this one's kind of perfect because it's got red stitching, boom, and a red horn button. And then it's flat and it's leather. So anyway, excited to try this on. One thing I've learned changing wheels probably 600 times, do not use an impact on your wheel Allens. All right, well, here's what it looks like in here. Definitely suits the interior with the old JDM Tiger Stripe seats. I love these seats so much. So yeah, I'm gonna let it warm up for a minute and then we'll go take it for a rip and I'll show you what it's doing because it's real annoying and I want to fix it. All right, which way are we off? We're off to the right. Remember that. Need to go like one click to the left. Yeah, the steering wheel feels way better. Definitely like the right distance away, especially for a street car. It just felt weird having the thing tucked up so tight. So sometimes it's fine, sometimes it's not. It started to break up at the end there. Yeah, that time it was fine. There it is. So super intermittent. You guys probably can't hear anything with the windows down. Super intermittent. Sometimes it's fine, sometimes it breaks up. It was worse than that but it got a little better. Before, it was like as soon as you hit like 10 pounds of boost, it would just like wham, like completely boost cut. Yeah, steering wheel way better. All right, we'll cruise her back home and see if we can't fix it. I got a night run planned for tonight.
Have wood too.
Yeah, that way it doesn't drop down. You're on the ramps. Oh, go slow, go. Oh, you're good, you're good, you're good. Sorry, it looked like it was gonna hit the lip. You're good. You're on the, popping on the backwood now. Yeah, look at that. Look at that, boys. That was sick. It went easy. So apparently today is work on our 90s shit boxes day.
We're not showing this one.
We're showing you the beauty. You got this thing on the lift for the first time. I mean, it really doesn't look bad under here.
No,
surprisingly good. Not leaking oil. That's impressive.
A little bit.
Yeah, that's not bad though. All right, now that you guys have seen the problem, the diagnosis at the moment is coil packs. They seem to be a really, really common problem on these boxer engines, Subaru engines in general. So it seems like the best place to start. I wouldn't have really guessed that from the issue, and it's definitely changed a little bit. It was a different kind of cut when it first started happening. But anyway, I wouldn't have guessed it, but it seems to be just a super common problem with these. So we're gonna start with the simple, easiest answer first. The only annoying thing is because it is a boxer engine, the coil packs and spark plugs are like down here. So we gotta take all this crap out, pull the battery out, and then jack the engine up. Fun stuff, man, fun stuff. I did get 4 new OEM coil packs. I went OEM because I was like, if I buy some aftermarket one, I could get a dud, still have the same problem, chase my tail, trying to diagnose the problem, thinking it's something else because it wasn't the coil packs when it was just a bad coil pack. So I just went with OEM. It's a problem on these. Might as well buy an OEM one. I got a new belt for the AC compressor because that dude's squealing. Some brand new spark plugs. I normally run coppers in all my older engines, but it seems like a lot of people run iridiums in these, so we're gonna try it out. And it's a 1-step colder plug. So hopefully this section right here solves our problem. Only one way to find out. Let's get to work. All right, we got everything out of the way. Now we need to do engine mount, jack it up. All right, I had to pull the intercooler off so I can get to this trans mount down here so we can loosen that so that the engine can go up. Otherwise it like binds it up. It's kind of an engine mount and a trans mount in one. One out. Number 2 out. All right, well, we got the plug and coil pack out of one side. Not too bad. We got some oil in the plug threads, but otherwise they look all right. So I had these zip tied, these connectors here, because the tabs are broken. And I thought the tab was broken on the connector, so I'd have to get new connectors to fix it. You can see they just pull off, but it's on the coil pack. There's a little tab that's supposed to be right there that's broken. So our new coil packs will fix our connector issue, which is super exciting because I'm sure that wasn't helping anything. New coil packs, old coil packs, new plugs, old plugs. Simple enough. Like I said, it went a little easier than I remembered the last time I did it, but you can see how there's nothing there. And there, boom, we got the thing for it to quit. I am so excited about that because I thought I was gonna have to zip tie them still, and I was like, it sucks. I really need to replace those clips, but we should be able to get them all to clip on properly now. So anyway, enough jibber jabber. Let's throw these back on and go take this thing for a rip and see if it's fixed. Ah, they both click. Look at that. All right, coil packs are in, plugs are in, engine's back down, motor mount's tight. So now I just need to put the top here back together, so we'll just knock that out real quick. All right, everything's back together. It's time to go test it. I don't have high hopes, like I said. I don't know why, but it didn't seem like a coil pack problem. More so now, I don't know. There's only one way to find out. We're already through the work. Let's just go drive it. But first, little update on Ben's 90s POS projects. We got my 90s. I mean, that thing's a 2000, but basically 90s. 90s on 90s. So pulled the trans out because
This guy was extra loose, basically.
the clutch barely worked because you pressed the pedal all to the floor and this was flopping around. Basically, by the time it started pushing on the throwout bearing, you're out of clutch pedal, I think.
Yes.
So, and there's some metal in there from something. I'm assuming that. Power wire problem was then the wiring runs down to the alternator and then back to the starter, whereas the power should be coming directly into the starter. So it's going through the alternator 80 amp fuse, clearly the starter at times, especially when it's hot, it's gonna draw more than 80 amps, boom, blow the fuse, can't get the fuse. You get it. So starter wiring needs to be redone, which is a simple enough solution. Trans does need to be replaced anyway because it pops out a fourth. We have half of another trans that came with the car. Who knows if it's good or not? It took a fun ride in the back of my truck. Slammed her.
Good SR20 trans, slide in my DMs.
Well, there's that one for sale with the drive shaft. All right, anyway, that's the update on two-tone coupe things. Let's go drive this thing. All right, the next thing we're gonna try, another shot in the dark, is gonna be the fuel filter. Notice it's taking longer to prime, and then it's like having a hard time starting at first. It's like it's not getting enough fuel. And it could be a result of fuel cut that we're having this, which is kind of more what it felt like to me than ignition cut. But anyway, this one's been in the car since I got it. It looks like it's seen better days. It's worth replacing anyway. We already spent the money on the coil packs. Might as well spend 20 bucks on a filter. So let's run to the store. Seems like it could be a little clogged. Obviously, it's hard to tell. You never know. Easiest way to find out is just doing it. Alright. See if we got fuel everywhere or not. Just coincidentally found the problem. I was looking around at all the grounds. I was like, maybe the sensor ground's loose, maybe there's some corrosion. Everything looked good. Came down here and noticed that the cam sensor, the bolt here, was like halfway out and the cam sensor was just flopping around there. So more than likely that was our issue and we were just losing cam sync, and that's when it would cut out. That would make the most sense to me. So anyway, I tightened that down. If our problem's fixed, it's most likely not the fuel filter change, and it is that. It's just the simplest thing sometimes, which I should have guessed better that it was something simple like that, because it happened midway. We were ripping the little toge road we have, and on the way back it started doing it. So it did it like halfway through the drive, you know? But anyway, it's not fixed yet. We haven't test drove it. So before I go on and on about this crap, let's go drive it and see if it's actually fixed. That's step one. Let's see if it starts easier now. Definitely a little quicker. Back to kind of normal. It sounds a lot smoother. Gotta get away from the house before I romp on her too hard. happy. Oh, yes. Now we just gotta fix the steering wheel and the AC belt. Hell yeah, boys, that's exciting. Ah, man, I was worried, like I said, that the coil packs wouldn't do it. But again, it was something that needed to be replaced anyway. And then when they didn't work, I was like, man, I was kind of hoping they would, but I knew they wouldn't. And yeah, anyway, glad it's fixed. Sweet, let's fix this steering wheel. This is wheels straight, somewhere right around there. All right, I went ahead and got the wheel centered up and back on there. Oh, it looks so good in there. I love it. Okay, last thing before we can go, do a nice little tailgate run that I'm very excited about. We always go to this windy road in the day. It's always traffic. You gotta try to get a gap. There's always like one guy going slow. We're gonna go late at night, like when hopefully nobody's on the road, and mob it. So I'm excited. It'll be the last time we drove there is when the Subaru started doing this and started breaking up and whatever. So I'm excited to rip it again. Get this AC belt on. Start her up, see if we still got the squeals. No more squeal. We'll have to see how it is when we drive it, but usually if it's squeal at idle, we need to turn the AC on, so we'll see how it goes. Subaru is ready to roll as far as I know, as far as all the little issues that I knew of. So we just gotta wait for it to get dark and all the old people to go inside so we can go rip. Ben's gonna bring his little Miata. That thing's a ripper. It's got good coil over his tires. He needs to do brakes. I think I have some, but other than that, it's pretty well set up. It's a lot slower, you know, straight line speed than the Subaru, but it should handle just as good, if not better. Anyway, onto the S13 side of things. So the friend of the kid that Ben bought this from tagged us in a post, and it was a guy selling a trans and a one-piece drive shaft because Ben needed a drive shaft and a trans. The carrier bearing here was like toast. So again, we had that trans, very questionable. So anyway, Ben went and bought the trans combo, and the throttle bearing works fine because this had snapped off of his trans. So that definitely explains the problem. And that means that if he had swapped everything over to that trans, he would have been screwed anyway because this was snapped off. So now he thought he was going to need a throttle bearing, but he doesn't even need that. We can toss that trans in and get this thing back together. Take care of a lot of issues. The clutch issue, the horrible vibration and noises. It should be a lot better with this stuff. You can see the drive shaft here.
Definitely looks like it'll work.
Sweet. Well, if you want help, I can help you toss the trans in.
Yeah. I was picking up that auto.
Is it in gear or neutral?
Neutral. The back's gotta come down. We're like cocked because I have the engine way up.
Alrighty, the trans is back in and bolted up. However, the drive shaft is too short. It's for an S13. This has an S14 diff in it, so it seems like there is about a 3-inch length difference between the two. Not 100% sure, got to do some more research on that, but clearly this one doesn't fit. So we're gonna basically just have to make this one into a longer shaft, and then we'll be good. For now, I think he's just gonna toss a 2-piece back in there to get it driving, send that one off to the drive shaft shop, have him fix it. Anyway, the saga continues. Moral of the story. But it is dark outside and the old people have presumably retired to their houses and we can go get some clean rips in. So let's hit the road, hope for the best. Yeah, it feels way riskier.
Yeah.
Like the turns in the day, you're like, I know I could go like 20 miles an hour faster through here.
Night, like, you can't see.
You don't know. Yeah, yeah. All right, we made it back home. No casualties on the night rip. I got a new mount for my Cobb finally, which is nice. Kept falling over. So I got a new mount that's mounted up securely. Super happy with the steering wheel. Super happy to have this thing back in full rip mode because I finished the brakes. Then I got it tuned. It was running better than ever. It's got good brakes. Went to the windy road, made it to the end. On the way back, it started breaking up. So it was frustrating because it's like, man, like I finally got this car pretty well dialed in, and then now it's like running like crap again, you know? Because there's been a lot of things I've done over time to this car, the exhaust, the header, etc. So anyway, feels very good to have the old Subs back up and ripping. This thing is an awesome little car. It is a lot of fun. There's still a few little things I need to do to it here and there, but for right now, she is set and ready to go for boost weather. Cruising, windows down, sunroof open, turbo noises. It's ready to go. Ben's car is almost done. We can go rip that, drift it again. It should be a million times better with the one piece, the new trans and all those things. So I'm excited for that. But for now, that's gonna be about it. It's time to dive back into Safiro. So I hope to see you guys for that. But for now, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Goodbye.